Hi, my name is Rick Rummage, owner of the Rummage Group, and today we have the pleasure of talking with Eric Bost and his journey to independence. He left the big wirehouse about 4.5 years ago, and today, hopefully in a few minutes, we can learn a little bit about him, why he went independent, what his life has been like since he moved to independence. So with that, Eric, come on in and let's talk. Good to see you today.
Good to see you too, Rick. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Great.
So it's been, what, 4.5 years since you went independent?
Goes fast, but yes, 4.5 years or so.
What's life been like since you went independent?
It's been great. It's been, during the courting process, what you kept hearing from different people was you're going to wish you had done that sooner in your career. And what I'm finding 4.5 years into it is that was absolutely true. So I really love it. I really love every aspect of it. Sort of brought the best of the wirehouse stuff that I was so accustomed to for almost 30 years. But I now own my own business and get to put my own brand and stamp on everything. So it's really fun, and I'm really glad that I did it.
Good. I think that's the answer we get from most advisors that have gone independent. Let's back up a little bit.
Sure.
How long have you been a financial advisor, and why did you become a financial advisor?
Well, I've been in the industry for like 33 years, but an FA, financial advisor, for about 17 of those. I was in the wholesaling world for a long time, and then decided to get into production at some point along the way.
So you saw how much advisors were making, but probably really how they interface with clients and change the lives of clients.
Yeah, that was really the biggest part of it, is that you really do get to make a difference. It's great in terms of just having an impact in families, putting kids through college and helping people retire comfortably and so on and so forth, the stuff that all financial advisors do and do well.
How long did you think about going independent before you actually did it?
For about 10 years.
Okay, yeah, that's typical.
Yeah.
All right. And was the move to independence from a big wirehouse what you thought it would be?
Yeah, I would say it was what I expected. It's nerve-wracking, that's to say the least. You're giving up pretty much everything that you know and you're comfortable with to go into something that you just don't know as well. And I think whether you went independent or if I gone with another wirehouse, I would have had the same level of anxiety, but they may have been a little bit different.
How did your clients respond from you leaving a big brand to having your own brand?
Some had more questions than others. Most people were like, it's you, that we trust you, we've trusted you for years with our money, we're good with that. Some people had some additional levels of questions, so you just have to be prepared to answer those, right? What makes this different? How this is not the wild, wild west that it might be perceived to be. And you also have to be aware of the fact that other FAs are now contacting your clients, and you can't control what they're going to say, what their message is. All the checks and balances are in place, and everything from cybersecurity to compliance. So all of those things are the same. It just comes with a different business card and name on the statement. But otherwise, it's really kind of what they were used to in the first place.
Are you keeping a bigger percentage of your revenue? And is it dramatic? Is it small? How would you say the financial aspect of it has been for you?
It's been nothing but upside. So absolutely, it's a percentage-wise, it's a pretty significant uptick, everything else being equal. There's no doubt about it. There's some additional perks in the sense that monies that you were spending on, say, marketing activities or taking clients to lunch, dinner, whatever it may have been, the firm that you were with, the wirehouse firm, was basically getting the tax credit for that, and now you're getting the deduction because we're now 1099.
So we get a lot of feedback from independent advisors, both that we've worked with and that we've talked to that have gone independent through other sources. They talk a lot about freedom, just quality of life, freedom to do things. Touch on that a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's just been so beneficial in so many ways that you can come and go as you please. You can own the business and operate it as a business owner and locate it anywhere that you like, whatever makes sense for you.
Do you travel more?
I travel less.
You travel less?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it because you're stuck to a desk running a business, or?
Not really. No. I mean, that's not really the case. It's really more by choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually I'm traveling less. We're doing a lot more by video conferencing. And what I'm finding is that more people are coming into the office actually for face-to-face meetings, as opposed to me going out to them at their home, occasionally a restaurant, but not so much. So it's been a nice quality of life change in that respect too.
Okay. So that kind of leads us into compliance, right? Everybody was curious about compliance. Who does your compliance? Is it more strict? Is it less strict? Do you have more freedom or less freedom?
I would say it's the same freedom. So compliance is there, but it's actually no different. It's no less stringent to get a marketing piece put together that is branded with your company's name on it. So that's cool. I always felt that the independent channel was sort of the wild, wild west, and it's really not. There's every bit the same scrutiny, level of scrutiny as there was in the wirehouse world.
And I guess the big question is a lot of people feel that independence means you're going to spend 50% more time doing compliance. Are you spending about the same amount you were at a wirehouse?
Oh, not even close.
Yeah.
I'm with one of the large independent broker dealers, so they're set up to do all of these things. So really you just have to learn the new procedures, but then go through the process, and it's really the same as it was with my predecessor firm, one of the wirehouse firms.
Did you lose a lot of clients?
No.
No?
Nope.
So you brought over all the clients that you thought you would.
Just about.
Were you nervous about that? A lot of people are nervous.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. How could you not be?
I know,
Right?
I know.
You spend years building and building and building, and you think that people, are going to go wherever you go, but you don't really know. And then you add the element of not only have you never been in the independent channel, they probably don't know a whole lot about it, what makes it different. So you really have to, as I said before, just kind of think it through and think through all the different aspects that pertain to you, but also to them, so that you can answer their questions and allay their fears.
How big's your book?
About 100 million, almost
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
So you're doing a little under that in revenue, 800,000,
Yeah,
900,000?
about 9
900,000, okay.
at the moment.
So let's talk about the thing that nobody ever wants to talk about. What if you got hit by a bus tomorrow?
That was important. That was one of the things that I really spent a lot of time in that. After the transition, that was sort of the next big piece, right? It's just taking care of those, unknowns, right? I wanted to know what happened to my family, to my clients, to my staff, if something did happen to me.
Do you know what a book is selling for in the market about your size?
Probably 2 to 2.5,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's fairly standard. You would know better than me,
Yeah.
but I think that's probably a fairly standard figure, and that's a pretty meaningful amount of money that is kind of a free insurance policy.
In today's market, you could probably get 3. So that's
Okay.
that's close to $3 million to your family, plus a probably life insurance policy on top of that, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So
So-
everybody's covered.
Yeah, that's an important thing a lot of people don't think about.
Yeah.
And that's a big benefit. And the biggest question is, would you do it again? And is your wife happy you did it?
Well, I'll never have to do it again, but if I were in the wirehouse world, would I do this again? Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I didn't want to do was retire without having tried this.
Yeah.
It was just something that was on my list of things that I wanted to do. I wanted to own my own business, brand it my own way, operate it my own way to a large extent. And so I'm very happy. And the answer to your question about my wife, she's very happy as well.
Good,
So, yeah.
good. Happy wife, happy life.
Oh yeah, that helps.
What advice you would have for other advisors that are maybe at a wirehouse or a regional firm, any W-2 platform, and maybe have thought about going independent?
Yeah, good question. It really kind of, I guess, 2 things. One is be open-minded, especially if all you know is sort of the wirehouse world. You probably don't know a lot about independence, and there's a lot of benefits. So I'd say just be open-minded to the things that you maybe just don't know because you're kind of been locked into the wirehouse world for however long. Because when you start adding this up long-term, you're going to see that it might be really a no-brainer. You just have to kind of open your mind up and kind of look into the details and then make an informed decision, not on kind of what you think you know because you don't know very much about the independent world.
Well, listen, it's been great. I really appreciate you meeting with us today and talking about this. And I know all the viewers out there, they're going to love hearing your story. And hopefully it'll resonate with a lot of them. Maybe some will want to go to independent now, and maybe some won't. And that's a good thing.
Yeah,
So,
well,
thank
that's
you.
great. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate
Okay,
it. Thanks
great.
for having me, Rick.
Bye-bye. I appreciate you taking the time today to watch this video. Hopefully you found it very beneficial. At the Rummage Group, we take a very consultative approach. So it's overwhelming. There's 22,000 firms, 10 models, and 3 types. And the Rummage Group is here to help you guide through all these different options. Make sure you pick the right one. So give us a call. We don't bite. We don't push anybody to do anything. And hopefully we can add some value in your life, even if the decision is to stay put. And quite often that's the case.